bia eye speaker Bagbin no ne mrashebedwofo no ADR eye afenyo markets enye ne de ono de o se onye basabasa na emom obekọ Supreme Court no akọje eye court no enchechiremu na enche bia na court de insem no anase verdict no ebetu dwa na menemo kasei production mumfa eye picture no ento screen so mami eye Supreme Court by 5-2 decision no oma rule on the 4 vacant seats na Abambagbin Speaker of Parliament declare some weeks back ma Ghana ha nyina na obia kasende da ho no see the Supreme Court by 5-2 decision na just say majority decision no a rule says Speaker's declaration of 4 seats as vacant unconstitutional. Just say Speaker the declaration or make here some weeks back say Mrashebedwafo and 9B omu seat no say omu vacate omu seat no Supreme Court say unconstitutional enye mrakwan and as Speaker amfa mrakwan so na mesan bomunka ye say Ghana ha no ye frɛ bibi constitutional supremacy enye other countries say the other countries are almost practicing parliamentary supremacy say parliament can be bia o man po on po say odi so Ghana no ye di and say ye practice ye constitutional supremacy tin ye besi bia no Supreme Court any the mandated body as say o chire imranum say o chire nsennum say senia ya twere wa ha no say na emu interpretation no etie enti saa nyina so no na eye majority leader eye Oromyanfo Alexander Afenyo Markin or de nasem ekoto Supreme Court menemo ka say ne Supreme Court senia ede to so no say by 5-2 majority decision no eye a declare say Speaker ninsem o kan eye say on mam Mrashebedwafo bi enko ho because almost omoko independent ni other issues no Supreme Court say unconstitutional not just say Speaker Bagbin wanfa mrakwan so eroti ye be hye ne nso na ene abrantie bi a ye frɛ no the Deputy General Secretary for the NDC ene NDC for ene kyerɛ running mate SSE anka Dr. Bawumia eyie mene wo ekɔ okun wona wo be kyerɛ me akode asem de ba me ne wo kɔ kun wona wo be kyerɛ me akode a asem de ba but you see ama kyerɛ how confused the NDC some of them are Mustafa Gbande or Deputy General Secretary de ma NDC wakan nsɛm bi na o say Bawumia should have chosen Dr. Educhum as his running mate. Now, minimity or cancer. What it means is that production says slide neda wa monfanto so mami. Nientia NDC General Secretary bepese or no be chusu running mate ediama Dr. Bawumia. In this case or no sinka Dr. Educhum NSF fata say obeye running mate ediama Dr. Bawumia no. It is an admission that in the NPP we have a lot of qualified people. A lot. Just one person just say Dr. Or say ya Educhum or no so you qualified ya danasi. Na ni nyina asem no ne atini. Mustafa Gbande any the NDC stalwarts. Omushia they applaud omu bomb insem at the man MPP aban because of investment ya education. Now when want to me and cannot direct because of person just say o hwe adwuma na nado aye wo hwe eye investment na nado aban aye wo education wo masuamu a na kyerese se bon semma na nado danko akufo-addo na ban eno na wan hunu kan o de kofa say because Dr. Educhum is the education minister and Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe o ye running mate de ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ono so no ye education minister ono share sa enyama ye hu yi ase and Dr. Osei ya also beto aso ama bibia ewie peyo enti minimo kasei production mon first slide nento screen so emmame Mustafa Gbande chooses running mate for Dr. Bawumia na me pese ahwefo ehu nia me ka no mote ase Erunti mobeshe ni nso be ya mama na de NDC for na omo kase sanke be ya anke se eye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia echusu eye Dr. Osei Educhum Edima Napo friend say Dr. Bawumia as his running mate. Or say Educhum would have been a better choice for Bawumia as running mate compared to Napo. Mustafa Foyo Gbandi, Deputy General Secretary for the NDC, where Star FM, and I say Star FM for Adaroma, and yen saka sa a picture we. And you see a branch no nymphony ne dahona or no say Ushe enyuma pa aban aye. Or no cite example with Dr. Duchum say ono ye education minister nti. Kese fatase ono ne ye fano ye running meter. Na che say oti ho na se omo ba wo nchen esan be kan different story de kire wo say free SHS ne nye na free SHS aye say na aye say ya na kire wo say they are confused people. Eroti mo be hwe na me pese ye tumirika ko hwe some of the infrastructure enyama ebri eye Mustafa Gbande no ebri nani sunti a okeke kasanse we STEM a newly constructed STEM school so pese bi yi kakra ede chew na oti ase ne nti a NDC fo no tia omutena ho a na omu sa project we a na yom nti na nado nti na ade we yen ye betumi aya na se etumi yes anyama we ena sebe eye Mahama abreso wo mantumi anye enuti enegu wo no this is a STEM school we enye hotel we nya Dubai we eye Ghana ha picture here that's we eye Ghana ha enye abroche. This is an edifice, this is a secondary school odofo nia unhui enye hotel enye 5-star hotel ena enye Dubai hotels ni bia na say America hotels ni bio we ewo oman Ghana mu. I am telling you hwenefe eyo look at that. Look at that. Na meka no we enye abrochi eye Ghana ha secondary school oba betumi anya kwanya akosua ade wo ho na umpe we opedien we mu ena se ndis inform penifo no yes omu hu sa infoni a na omu bo mu sem ede ma mampani na ado danko akufo-addo dachi ena Ghana ma ebe kai wo mampani na ado danko akufo-addo his excellency Ghana mampani wabo adwuma pa and then the honorable minister for education Dr. Yaw Osei Educhum ono so abo adwuma pa yes secondary school na mo hu no screen nso no enye friend say another country where Ghana where nya Rwanda where nya South Africa where Ghana secondary school biaya yesua ade na mo hu no mo hwe lab ahodo a mrantie no atimu a omu sua ade na ukọ schools na yes board sisi a chalk is a thing of the past. You see a touch screen teachers no edi omusa pim eye computer na bibi foforo aba. That is how the world is moving. That is how the world is moving. The world is moving towards digitalization. Yes. The world is moving towards digitalization. Enti se uwo omampani bia or that foresight or what full grasp of sa digitalization na se otu obama no. Enya sa oba se ne wiase aircon no wo hu ne se ne tie. Eruti o hwe eye lab aha nia o hwe eye lab secondary school science lab papa. We kura de yenwie ye we emra na omode omo fete no ansana ye de ebremu na ukọ ho me ne okasa sese ye ukọ a obon se omode machines ni nyina besi wo fe kama eruti se me se bonsem ma omampani na nado a se wote ase enu na ebri eye Mustafa Gbande ebri nani so yes nyama ohun e wo screen so yi enu na ebri Mustafa Gbande eye NDC Deputy General Secretary a okase wo hwa de fefe ya aban ya ye dia na ese obi foforo na ese ko ye running mate. I'm telling you Dr. Educhum, he is focused to deliver the educational sector mandate diamano by his excellency Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo. Now o say yen hwe nim kra say more things better things in education ena eye ode ebeba eroti me de be me woso wa ha na maye eye interview kitwe bi na masa ba be pese nde ye hwe eye projects ene eye modern boa omampani na nado danko akufo-addo na ban abo ediama oman Ghana na make no dachi emma ena ombebo omsem ediama omampani na ado danko akufo-addo mensaka eye maame bi efe no eye madam Amina Ali na otu kwan papa ofiri Senegal ena abi pim oman Ghana mu na Senegal na waba oman Ghana mu a se yetumi ne twetwe nkomo kakra bi ne ebisa no nsem baako mienu miensa bi na yejaro no kwesane se wabre papa na Amina Ali ya meka na semi oye eye women organizer at the NPP the New Patriotic Party award Senegal chapter edonti ene ne betwetwe nkomo eye Mami Ali eti saying there alhamdulillah na say say
ye de nyamiase
me constituency deputy Nasara coordinator Alhaji eye Malam Yaya Idris me kan alhamdulillah na wasresa baby an say me kan alhamdulillah kra na maka etu hia me pe ne odi hia me ane alhamdulillah Malam ene enumri JO2 na eye deputy we women organizer one eye Senegal MPP kuna ewo Senegal no Senegal hot to say Senegal e ka Senegal memo hot to say
Senegal de hoboko ja ye Ghana for ye was Senegal na ye diaspora na they say ye were 30 countries the whole world no and yaka etia boom into Senegal so yes yaka etia boom ena ye campaign ma MPP enti mra so say wo say ye bafie na eja ye beboa campaign no na they say ba bia na do danko wadru no ba omia so meto aso
before say ye beba nti ama bafie no ye go back to Senegal me pese me ade adwumadie pa na mudi as MPP mo wo Senegal ade adwumadie pa na mudi say MPP for amu Senegal and as a woman organizer wo no odwumadie pa say wudie wo ho no anything
you made us say on Senegal no ye nyina ye wo ho no ye ya hoho de na ye koye but ye trans na ye hu say ye betima ye politics no wo Senegal enti ye kan ye hu bomu nyankopon fa me chairman kra insi ye na chairman na otiku na nkasa ne de waye nyame de
okay
waka baby enti ye na ye wo ho no ma eja ye boa but tam na ye say kai wo say ye to aba wo outside Ghana no
yes
enti sa tam na ba say wo say ye no ye MPP no ye tim na ye committee na chere say ye organize ye nkrofo na ye no mo ntena se na ye nya meeting na ye hu ye ho ano na chere say e ba say ye be to aba wo Senegal na ye wo dom wo Senegal ye obi wo Gambia ye obi wo Mauritania ye obi wo Morocco ena Kenved
okay so me tewasia me kai say mribi na do aban epese ye hyemra ema ne omo fe no ropa no na Ghana for adehia ewo amanone no ye to abate se ne ye beto 7 December ya nka ye be yan hyehyɛ na Ghana for so ayeden atumi akire wo madwen na em se emu no jama NDC for no ebogu ye minim se no mo fe se enko ma omo dia tie no na ehia mu nkran se
na ye di kan join nti na bafie na bebrebe ba no na say oh na say na ye be bafie but abato no buy say ye beto aba outside no ena eni amanfo ho ye de
okay ahonkeka no
ye mo
okay
ena ye hyase ye meet ye organize kopim say aja corona de ne ho baji mu a ade na anya nyi
enti mu ye disappointed say aban tumi anhyemra no amma montumi anto abane bi
well ye hwe say enya aban no fault ye yare because aban suma ye general secretary satan na ye menua be ma dwombodu ona na wo ho me ko hia no ne hotel ma ye meeting ni ye chama executives no nyina saa time so general secretary no ye NDC no na ye general mosquito ono so ba Senegal ho bi enti na ye ade a ka ye hwe beba so but corona yare na e ba ye no ene de this problems ni nyina ba ye ma nyina te ko ye ene Ghana card na ka mo be no outside ma e bibia no ye embassy ni meeting ka say wonni papers bi e che se wo ye Ghana ni a ena ha se suso no ye wonni Ghana ni obeka se we ye obetima ba be guarantee ama o je so wo papers say passport ana say wo consular card no ene be kire say we ye Ghana ni no ometima ye Ghana card na ama we Ghana card na eno na de be hwe so aye voters ID card na ye den ama
enti se wo hwe Senegal Ghana card ya ye we Senegal ebi wo ho na ti sen
o Ghana card na de omo shase omo
ye tia me bisa wo no me bisa wo because Ghana card ya ban shase Johnson Asiedu nketia na wo ye NDC for national chairman ene NDC for no bebre ka se Ghana card na nye papa enti microphone ye wo Senegal watena Senegal for no because matisi ye say French and as a francophone so omo very good card system I no card and drill say BBB yes
card and take
Senegal no omo de na ti sen
Senegal de no ehonum card na eye but Ghana card yi menua be ma bi e ba Ghana e be ye Ghana card na me wo Senegal into obaye no won say ye to ye SIM card ya ti say na has a mu register SIM card na ye dede ye you know ya twam
Senegal de sa o ma ye twam
ya twam ohoho kra ko main office na ukoye so what I say enti abaye say ye register ya ntokwa na ye ene Senegal wo ye ko keke kra mpo na wan hwe ye na okobo aban di ade wo be pie na police gina wo pon ando ayi nti na wo bo papa ni din so what I say obi di boni a your phone no neche no
yeah
enti yes Senegal sound system we ni yapa ho enti oba Ghana no be ye the Ghana card na me say hey abe wo ba be ye Ghana card wo say ai na me say okay no problem fa Ghana card ma me china no pa me ko adwuma me fa orange for no mo te say MTN orange
yeah
enti me ko ho no e ko catch and say me wura ho no cha madam bonjour me say bonjour say na me say o me be hwe ade no je me card no what do real computer na papa o say dey na ope
Ghana card no
Ghana card
e wo Senegal
e ye me ankasa na me de ko ye e ma ne ye so obisa odi wura mu ye no obisa me say e dey na me pe e na me say oh e ye card na ma menua be ma aba Ghana aba be nti me pese me hu card no na hu odin ni ba bia e betimi akọ o say madam card we ti say o passport o kita e ye very fast me di wura computer bibia ba ama minimum krom ba bia wo register ye e wo ono ye no infantile ni bibia ba a wudi bone kro betimi de sa Ghana card we ama ya ba bechew atresi wa ba bechew
wonderful
enti Ghana card na ye fast say passport na ye be bie mu sa anti o de she computer bibia ye
bibia ba screen ne so digitalization
aye adwuma ebo adwuma ankasa
wow
enti Ghana card ne de
be bo aban aba so pa say wa ye Ghana card
wa ye ni ye wa ma yakoye ni because ye me de wura mu wie no woman ne bisa me say me free wan hwe kra din no me ka say ye Ghana wo se de bia Ghana de ye nko na ye awonwade wo West Africa de bia ye koye nim
sa
e wo West Africa ha say bibia e be ba West Africa bia Ghana ye de etu mpontem esen obia
wonderful
no mo sa card we na ye ECOWAS de no mo ye bia ma na gu ama sa ye bia ma na gu nti afi no omo so so mpese omo ye nti Ghana ye ne ye be wie ne Senegal so be ye ne de
mati say other African countries nyina so person
omo ye omo de
say type of Ghana card
omo ye omo de den asema bi ke almost 5 years ni nipa no ye omo gu so omo ye nti would kita Ghana card mi ti Ghana card ni nti me consular card kura mi nyusu ena me kra me nam Senegal ho no obi anim se me Senegalese ni enti omu bisa me se me papers wo ena ho no kra mpo no papers bia wan ko di nseboni boni bia police ni nam ho no ya anum ya no omu di omu achichechi omu ye busuafo yi
exactly
omo de omo mpa adwuma nti eje omo tetifie na omo de omo che but Ghana for de omo ba betena se ehun se Ghana no ye different between obia Ghana for ye pa adwuma na Ghana for so omo pe nokore
sa pepepe
nti omo nim se ye no ye nka ayi nti bibia beba ye Ghana din na wom bia no Senegal for ne French for other country no omo ni je ho
sa pepepe
nti Ghana card ne de number 1 obi a yedi na bro bia wantimi anya Ghana card me se ne se yedi na bro yedi na bro
because emra na I asedu nketia e kansa no ye se ono ne na busuafo de no makoye wu ena ono gina simpie so na o ka kire NDC for say mo ye Ghana card
me kai say me ba kaswa me ba last time be me ne guy bi shia o kaswa wo se ne brother o ye NDC ni panyine oba ya wo se manya Ghana card no wo teatia mugu no so na omo o kaswa odu central region no okodu ayi ye friend say mankasim no akwakoye ne de afede bre yi koyi o se wo ye tua ne ka se asede be ye tua ne ka no wo koyi o mo sika no wo bank okodu ya se ne Ghana card wo san ba back na ne bra no friend say me medik maye me Ghana card awie wo say what di me abro me koye wo say ma menye na ye de kan ndi padodo ye de yese nti abro no de na ye ma ye di abro ma ne kan ye busua no de me didi ye say Ghana card wenti obi ani ho be mistake wo Ghana ha bio Ghana card we ya bai obi ani me see Ghana pe me hume ya ye 1 week and I'm sure see pe me Ghana card enti Ghana card de me buy ne damadwe wo makoma so say me be pe Ghana card wie ya pe and me koye me health insurance man fa nko hospital but my me renew ewu anu me renew nso me fa nko ba bia ba ya me first me so me wo Ghana documents ekita me enti Ghana card de obi wa ya de because people no na ye de hoahoa ye ho e wo kuro bi so say me nkita Ghana card ya me duru hamala metua sika ansa makro so me sa ba bi omo ba wura Ghana me sa tua sika why not me kwakoye Ghana card na ye nye me hwe no
why free
na ma ye free enti Ghana card de say ye no correspond say abusuafo ye no aye abusuafo yi mo akogina yi so I compare against Ghana card de mo anya de mo me pacho because mo ha amanfo me say me koye me Ghana card no na teacher ni bi wonya bi teacher ni e wo so tu nkwalafo mo koye Ghana card no wanya bi me politics nti me wanchi na me ye me de me free wanchi enti wanchi na me koye me de no me koye no almost okoji ni sika okoye na sika na ma yesi onkoje ne Ghana card and say wetime yi sika o bank no na say no okodi life so okoye imagine enti ya na yedi ye ho abro abanye hweba because ukọ abrochi a wo so pe green card na wo card so wo okrom a wo betena okrom de ayi bibia so wo se mempe so ukoje green card
because won say nipadom ene asofo okra sre Ghana card na de ye asresem well yo omo
obi so obetimi de agi loan matinyi nyina obeji de be kwakoje car free na wo kwa America otimi de omo green card koje car free e won hwan fie no se bibi wo hono ma kanokura kire wo ho kanokura yenni nokure
enumpo de concert na nipa no wo yiti enumpo de mempese ye bekom se ebi wo hono mo cameras na ato mo concert ni se nkwa yi ni sa nyama na mami bisa eye adena wo Ghana wo MPP woman organizer ese wo Senegal na wotumi eboaboa ma no dom na no waba Ghana o de na wo ba be
well me hwe ya abato no antimi amma so say ye beto aba no outside Ghana no nti na wo se me ba fie na me be ye campaign den this support na adudanko akufo-addo ni nyuma pa waye wo Ghana ama zongo fo ene zongo akola bia ko school yo mutane zongo saboda bu na akufo-addo yezo ko wadi yanko wa ya je secondary school cikin zongo da kana bidan mugun mutum yaran da ba su zuwa school she zongo en kola mun pe school ko ji se zongo ene na adudanko akufo-addo nyuma pa waye ni nti ene oba zongo anoma akura wontu no fie obia ko school enti na ye ba Ghana say ye beboa na nado danko akufo-addo no ono ankasa de ne ba a watwu su no wo so wontimi fa na chinye obia age said one na wa ye adwuma 8 years no ono obetimi di na chi agya no one ne ho one ne Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia enti na yeso ya ba Ghana ye be support se na be ya dog onfa ontimi nto aso de na nado aye no nto aso
per what you are saying o person what you say na nado aban no ade a ho aba mfaso pa de ama zongo for ni Mozambique for that's what you are trying to say
amfaso na ba ma the whole Ghana especially yen zongo for aba ma ye because yen zongo for no kure ma menka no kure nchero no kure ba ko yen zongo for yetimi tontoma akese efira enso yentimi nto enye entua ye ma school fees zongo ni betima kwakoto Holland akese ahye no ontonto mama enti free education we aboa ya aboa zongo fo no aboa zongo enti zongo fo no de free education aboa ena enu achi krompo no enkwala free zongo a and aban we omotu kwan akọ te se amanoni omuko school omudo so pa and aban we enti aban we de waboa zongo Obama zongo
ndi sasa no ka kire obi a ohwe ya ono onti twi no kanu awza kase man
to yanwaye na musulmai government nga da yake kai na nado danko akufo-addo da yake takama kama nima aka ifeshi mu yan zango namu ne MPP yazo ya taimake zango ne ya taimake zango duka baki daya yasa ku yi hankuri ku vote ku ba Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia yana number 1 ku vote mai abin kirkin da yake so ya kawo na ya continue yayi kare lafiya kan da baban shi yayi na nado danko akufo-addo yayi na shi ma yayi zo ya continue yayi don ya taimake ni ya taimake ku zango duka baki daya Allah ya ba mu zaman lafiya ina rokan ku yan zangon Ghana baki daya especially zangon Wanci ina rokan ku vote ku ba Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ku kuma vote ku ba Honorable Buafo Kojo Frimpong Amasama ku vote ku ba Honorable Kasimu Yaya daga Amasama
na trobo na vote we ya Gloria Owusu kan also kan
ku vote Refi ton ku vote ku ba Gloria Owusu
enya ton trobo ufi Amasama na oko
ampa Gloria
yes it is a hode sheda kan
ku vote kuma ku ba Gloria Abuya na we madam fo
okay
Abuya na so
one kan ke be ha me pa
ku vote ku bata Madam Gloria na geshe
so Madam Gloria
na go
Madam Gloria
ku vote ku ba Madam Gloria Madam Gloria me chia wa nwumre we pa oba Agyapong Senegal
oje so ohwe sa show we there ohwe pa na abatro nyame ya adom 7 December ebi mu pese oye nesi ebi mu pese ntokwasi na manya se ni se ade no so adwenkyere efutuo ben na ode ma Ghana for especially mrantie ni maba wa zango suni ade a ombe ma mo kwan ama politicians use wo efutuo ben na ode ma wo
de me ya kese pa ne Ghana politics se enimdie bana se ye be ma post dia zongo ni nka ho but se ntutura semba ne yakwa se zongo fo se ye mra medi ntutura sem saboda Allah abun kirki yezo ba kiran mu yan zango amma in aka ce zo ku zo mu te mu yi fada ku zo mu te mu kashe wanga shedan zango ya buga hannun shi kirjin shi ya tashi yana ta fama saboda Allah ka ku bar politics in this year ga 2024 zango ka ku yi hankuri ka ji sunan mu
ne titire ni NDC fo na ya ko fa zango fo so mun ko ye tutu asem kasa kiro
don shi yan zango don Allah ka kubo kowa ya yi sunku NDC ya yi sunku ya ce ta ka buga dan wanka dan zango bai yi ba ku ba mu vote ta ka gwada hankalinka wadjin ta hannu naka ne ba wanda ya taimake ka ta ka vote koma gida ta ka zamna ka duba TV-nka ko ka zamna kofan gidanka ka ji radio ka ji me ke tafiya amma he kawo zaman lafiya zango komai duka wo zango muke inda kawo aikin kirki yonda ba yon coat mu ba mu wani mba ka je su kuru o aka san wani abu ba ka amma mugun aiki yazo fashe su duba hanyar zongo
na ka cewa mu sai
sa Mahama yace dai mu na mochiri don saboda ya san dai mu na mochirin ga mu ne mu ake aika mu te mu yi banna yasa muka zo muka mutu ba ta aje mu mochiri ba yasa kowa ya duba da kyau votun ga da muke cikin ga kowa ya ta sayar da kanshi ya ba su da ikon Allah insha Allah kuma MPP mu win sitting breaking the 8 it is possible don yanzu suna number 7 yanzu NDC na number 7 ya wana omo number 7
adintra
na say ekwa don go ni ho the running mate so ye man 10 days yente nenka enti say
omo fi 6 omo fi year ba 7
na say 7 no mu di kan yiye omu yiye no MPP yi 1 oso wonte ase na odigu mu na nyame san ma ye yi 1 eno mu ko yi omo de ba kokko kan omo de hu na ye 8 eno omo say ye breaking the 8 omo the problems ba na ye ya ja to ho and he say yenye breaking the 8 bio or ma fa 8 no no problem na say de nyame adawo ma ekua don ko so on pese ye brebe kwanti mon samra 70 ne they say mu break 7 breaking the 7
saboda Allah
saboda Allah ku vote ku ba mu
masuya bibi enenumre
saboda Allah
masuya ni bibi enenumre aja ye be dance ye Amina Ali me pese wo kan sa asem we wo Hausa kasem mami say ade a ema ewiase ade a ema osikeni ene ohiani ba etumi yepe eye education ena Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia one nanado omo se enunti ena omo ye ama free SHS no ana omo ye ama free SHS no aba se wo a wo zongo obetumi akọ school na daachi woni eye obi a na busua ewo sika mo betumi ayepe ena NDC de omo no ni omo ye ma woni se abato ni dua no ma be fa say ko ye samienu we ni yin na wo pe obviously ni wo be pe no e free SHS nti kasache omo Hausa kasem mam
to na gode sosai to mutanen zango Ghana baki daya yan kurmarancin ga dai diyan ku na geshe ku sosai ku taimake mu yau ku duba abin da ke bar mai kudi da talaka su zama guda shine suku alhamdulillah kuma kamar mun samu gwamnatin da ya kawo muna suku free da mute suku da mai kudi da mara kudi su duka su zama guda shine na adudan akufo-addo ya kawo muna free education ga yo ya bar wani mugun abun da zongo ma muke yi duka ya kwanta yasa don Allah don annabi abin da ke bar masu kudi da mara kudi talaka da mai kudi su zama guda shine free education shine sukurun diyanka gaba diyanka ya je suku ya je gaba ya samu ilimin boko in ana zanawa ya zana ana karantawa ya karanta shine na akufo-addo da ke bamu don shi wanda dai yi continue abin da muke cikin ga ya bar yaran mu su samu free education mu samu yaran sukuru da yawa cikin zango mu samu doktoci mu samu nesosi mu samu lawyers daga zongo shine na akufo-addo shine partin giwa shine partin MPP da dai taimake mu mu yi mu ci gaba zongo mu samu doctors mu samu nurses mu samu fire service mu samu komin da ake samu da secretary da komi duka mu samu amu zo mu samu president daga zango alhamdulillah to gashi mun samu president shine Dr. Alhaji Mahmudu Baumia ya fito zango yasa ku vote ku ba mu yi mu ci gaba daga zango nagode sosai
assalamu alaikum
alaikum salam
alhamdulillah Amina Ali oye MPP ma anubuafo ewo Senegal chapter ena yene no edi enkomo ene enumre eno ti mo be share nso edi amai ba bia yedui meje aboafo nkrato be sima na masan abachisia Other form some wakwa babium ediba the seat show so ene enumre musum for the flag bearer ena medi chiame ene enumre na me guess Agyapong me pese ene enumre yehwe Supreme Court ruling na or the abano ebia na mumu bi mu refi bebia ye free a ya bedru sa tibia efa parliament bruhaha ni nyina me pese me guess ebebo no tofa be 2-3 minutes bebia ye free eba ni na se anka ye a yanye any egos a bi mu pese wo mu kire se wo mu na wo mu ditumi obi kura de onya aka or president of Ghana eyi post kakra ye dia amani nti abrantie ba ko ayensa kan no nyame adom waye busy nanso obrantie Kwesi Botchwa Junior Esquire ene yensa kan no minu yetse
nyame adom general
bokode
nyame adaro mana wo so
nyame adom edasi etun safra so waba lawyer pese o mayen a bit a recap of nia ediyen abedru babia ye wosisi ya ne yenko Supreme Court ruling nankasem
medase mse didi kan mefa konya su na machia ahwefo ne bebia we fidi kese kodru bia na machia wankasa na machia odwuma yefo nyina na ansa na meko Supreme Court nsensem nso no ena minya ho kwan Trouble constituency
okay
ewo Greater Accra ha na
the Great Trouble constituency
the Great Trouble constituency na me say edwuma secretary udi enuma one omanfo ebo Trouble constituency na in fact so any
that's it
ene me ba ho me hwe ahonkekan ewo constituency nimne the vibrancy in the constituency me ne youth ni bi di nkomo a omo say constituency ne de wa no mani da so wo adwuma yie pa ne kwan a wafa so a wo boa PC owo ho Madam Glory Wusu anopa ewie anwumre mo nam house to house mo nam ghetto to ghetto, market to market, church to church ebi a mo nam nia party for no so mo hu na men kan so mo da ase pa na so far only the constituency secretary obenya wo constituency mo ho a in fact wo boa adwuma make sure say party ni vote both in the presidential elections and the parliamentary elections ebe ko wani nti omo da ase
so
na ye ko court nsensem no so na me say enche ye bia na Unauthorized Idrisu a oye NDC MP e ka chair speaker Babin say e petition come speaker Babin say we nya ntie say 4 seats bi and 4 members of parliament bi e decide say omo be contest on various tickets either from NPP to independent or from independent to NPP or from NDC to independent. And it's 4 seats, you know. Amemfi Central, Gomwa West, and Suhum and Fomena. Yeah. You declare 4 seats ni vacant. In fact, I want to address your petition. A majority leader or Afenyo Markin a share petition content. There were underpinnings of constitutional interpretation. And quickly, and Afenyo Markin a file Red Coast Supreme Court say, Jumana Haruna Idrisu and a petition Haruna Idrisu are through inviting the speaker say on the constitution a Supreme Court the Juma and yes speaker ne Juma. Into Supreme Court and share now on constitution not the speaker because speaker needs out 2 minutes obey yes Jumana. Enti no ora Afenyo Markin de rate no copy mo Supreme Court na nche bia na NDC for ni hu so mo ye mistake. No mo ye mistake no quickly no mo withdraw petition no mo dey akoma speaker no and they decided to go by a comment. Say afi no omo ba be comment say omo nya information the speaker engine comment no so no for declare 4 seats ni vacant. To omo comment here na parliament speaker because it's a comment in no make it right for a debate. Speaker Gigi Adwenkyerene ade na speaker car say 2 days time or the ruling beba. But answer na speaker because or the ruling beba in 2 days time. No real Afenyo Markin e the kind of seminar ko Supreme Court that. Okay. Speaker amfa initial rate no the ruling by in 2 days time say in his opinion and understanding of the law no. So 4 seats in about be vacant because of actions na 4 members of parliament no adanedi no into no declares 4 seats in vacant no sanka to aso say marshals and now parliamentary security and allowing massa 4 members of parliament no ba chamber nim embedi omudwuma as members of parliament.
Marshal Abemu de na chese se omo ye omadwe se ombe ba se marshal no atwi omo pie.
Of course, because omo nye members of parliament. Is senior sisi emene general secretary ohene amoako ye nye members of parliament ayi ntimi nkoti na chamber ni ma edu amashas ni be pamo ye. Sana speaker akase sa for members of parliament.
Omo si hwa.
Omo seat na e vacant, omo forfeit omo seat nti omo nye members of parliament biem. Nti omo ra chamber ni ma omo ye yemfa ne say omo ye invaders. Nti no ye mpomo omo free ho ye nche omo. Nti no ekoba ne sa no na ehu behia say owura afenyo no the leader of the majority caucus say 3 members of parliament omo ye the current members of the majority caucus no as a leader omo ntrom be man say omo ne nya adwuma biem. Nti as at that time no they were still recognized as members of the NPP caucus of parliament. And the speaker, what's the as a leader, no, I have every right to protect my followers. And the interlocutory, an application for interlocutory or stay of execution. Court, you know, and withhold the speaker decision now we're taking because these 3 members of parliament are on the NPP side, no, have not indicated say or many MPP near Jumabio. Sasuna NDC there ba kukure woman Amenfi Central no so has not written any letter to NDC say we jai NDC. And now say what troll letter be speaker say we jai NDC. It in the sound microphone speaker ain't mean pamo free parliament. I was say mo yo meduma until say microphone be decide say o free MPP mu by say o ma troll letter bra na say NPP party be troll letter come out the caucus say we yo mo and say NDC for be travel so we yo mo Amenfi Central MP no until that time they should be allowed to do their job. And the assembly call owura afenyo marking this stay of execution no call say speaker ruling no court no entrance sign for the meantime until say you be decided the main issues that we no call court na court and say no care assembly speaker do ruling by say assembly na da court no nim na assembly no call share assembly nature ni assembly suban ni assembly no bobre ni say ni sitie na asema constitutional interpretation that is a constitution in pensem mu no so no article 1-2 ni article 130 of your constitution na constitution it say supreme court nkwa na what to me say otimi pensem constitution it is speaker dia why na de o decision no premature decision na dia bantie betwe asensan for the meantime pending say you betie the substantive issues na wie it is supreme court ni twen speaker ruling is inside ya ini ayete say supreme court na grant a stay of execution. And fast forward, ya grant stay of execution na fe na was a court no ma ho kwan na ye tie Mr. Speaker so lawyers and Mr. Speaker argument in tia Mr. Speaker edi make his ruling no na ye say tia attorney general because court suit na honorable Alexander Fenyo Markin versus the Speaker of Parliament and the Attorney General. Yeah. Until now, was a court in the Mahon so more other parties to the suit, no, you bet you more. Until 18th of October, I'm a court in the Tenase. And a court in it, Speaker Babin, the lawyer, the respected title, sorry. SNT, the Venerable Attorney General, Goffredame. SNT, Ora, Alexander Fenyo Markin, lawyers, Joe Gatene, lawyer Tachi, and senior lawyers, a canon. Supreme Court ni tie argument ni ewie no. In fact, Supreme Court no mu in 18th October ni say the kind speaker lawyer say Supreme Court no any jurisdiction say obetie asem no because asem no parliament asem emfa court no
speaker lawyer ni say den
or say Supreme Court no need the jurisdiction to entertain the matter because parliament asem
tese emrama Supreme Court no
ho kwan
say parliament in some way no
so exactly that's what I mean. Okay. You know I say Supreme Court no need the jurisdiction say obeti asem no parliament here na adwuma say parliament here na adwuma
almost say is the master of his own
rules ye to so me no or say service no say you den krata no you dey service no court document no come speaker no kra no service no na ene nhyehyeye wo parliament ho ne bo abra say chief justice etro secular ekoma parliament say only on Mondays and na obetima service speaker no directly na on any other days you know untimi service speaker that is what speaker lawyer no ekan number 3 omotansi asem na esi no kra no high court asem enye Supreme Court asem because article 99 na it's a matter that borders on whether or not a seat has become vacant. Number 4 almost say asem na esi no kra no wohwem yie pa na kire say nkrofo no oma forfeit omo seat no per article 97(1)g no enti e was say Supreme Court no ka say oma forfeit omo seat no enti court ni pension mu na no in the preliminary matters na number 5 almost raise objection say judge back your friend Justice Jawu sa judge no MPP ni enti no enu kwan say obetena asem ni so bi enti omutetie mu na on the matter of jurisdiction in the preliminary issues the Supreme Court need to mu say more jurisdiction to entertain the matter. In fact uktie ruling na 2 days ago judges na deba na MC Amanfo misinterpreting ruling no Chief Justice said on the matter of jurisdiction the judgment in itself was a unanimous decision but share issues here am raise here Chief Justice say on the matter of jurisdiction need 2 people dissent here.
Okay.
In other words, on the matter of jurisdiction, 2 judges, any speaker lawyers, say, no crack, say Supreme Court, any 2 me say, omobetie sa 7, and now 5 judges. So any speaker lawyers, they nyadwin. And 5 lawyers, they say Supreme Court to meet 5 judges, they say Supreme Court to meet. Okay. And now 2 judges on the matter of jurisdiction, they say Supreme Court ain't meet. Okay. But on all the other issues, they judges unanimous G2 say speaker any case. Okay. But also what the American Chief Justice Carr say on the matter of jurisdiction, 2 judges, Justice Tanko and Justice Lovelace, had dissenting opinions on the matters of jurisdiction. Until you train the full decision of the court, who the reasoning behind it, judges need because almost support it, because almost support. You see, the one we have all been saying, this is the beauty of democracy. Yeah. At the end of the day, judges don't want remote stamp judges. They are the law lords. They know what the law says. Yeah. At the end of the day, they will bring a reasoning judgment. Denti omususu say san alone eti no mo de beba enye bibia omode omanu wa beka enye
ultimi mfa nhye kukwam and then people will have the opportunity to scrutinize
exactly and interrogate everything you have said and just oppose it with the principles of laws to determine say judges no goofy no mun goofy and when the lawyers realize that the judges have erred in explaining or establishing the principles of laws, then any lawyer can decide to go for a review of the decision to say principle way on the matter of jurisdiction, in my opinion, judge will reason in a manner or you're wrong. And you know, this is the position of the law in here, but for review. That is how the law works. The law doesn't work by say, oh, you're Speaker of Parliament, now organize a press conference, now to a young PMA judge. That is not how the law works. Because the judges, when they get the opportunity, they don't throw a young peer to Mr. Speaker. And to Mr. Speaker, why are you trying to do that? And to General, you're quite on the issues. The other kind, court in the case of more jurisdiction, they told me Justice Jawu issue no. Chief Justice say Justice Jawu akọ Parliament. Am I approving as a justice of the Supreme Court? Parliament wants MPP 4 and NDC 4. Yeah. And it's a more NDC 4 and MPP 4 members of Parliament. We feel that Justice Jawu MPP near. I don't know passing no. No unanimous approval. I was not more rejecting no. But once more passing our bet na bench so there, you have no case to say so a MPP near no a GCPP near no say or NDC near and also a CPP, you have no case at all. In any case, assembly work court, and it is not MPP versus NDC. Yeah. It is Afenyo Market versus the Speaker of Parliament and the Attorney. It is a constitutional matter. It is not a matter between the NPP and the NDC or between political parties. It's in the court in Boguye. Okay. Number 2, on the matter, say, Parliament, ye masters of its own rules. Na Supreme Court entimin kebino. Justices neka say o hwe your constitution na ye nia ya gi atum say the constitution ni be ye adwuma ye nia ya ka say constitution in the supreme law of this country no constitution ni kire say parliament ye bibi na say it is in excess of the powers conferred on parliament as Supreme Court has every right to reverse those decisions now parliament are taking. A classical example yet Ghana ha and a parliament didn't by the Narcotics Control Act amendment by say ultimate weed for medical purposes. So okay, just in 2022.
Yeah, it was passed. Yes.
And no be the court say Mbrana parliament diaba no on nadwum na no constitution ni boy bra. Ekwa Supreme Court ka say no kre Ghana ha yen so say obi be dua weed so say on the disguise there for medicinal purposes.
For whatever reason.
Because yes, I know be able to weed plantation. We be saying I say me the year bibidro. Ghana I say the end say na bibidro influx na koso. You know, even though say na parliament passes our law no, Supreme Court eboguye. I don't think at that time no, Mr. Speaker. On one abamba behind and Mr. Speaker. Why didn't you come and tell Ghanaians 1 year press conference say
the Supreme
Parliament
Court
passing bra? Supreme Court
so they don't have the jurisdiction to
exactly.
Okay.
But they did that in 2022 and it went quiet. Nobody spoke about it because that is the right thing to do. Constitution clearly say Parliament here bibi na say on mentiasie General Amuakon tiasie otimi the Supreme Court say Parliament aye ABCD. Minsusu ye mu no Parliament uni hu kwan say oyes ade nti Supreme Court Supreme Court ni trechirem out make us there be we Parliament wo kwan o we there be Parliament ni hu kwan. There are so many laws
and emrano wo ho am Supreme Court that opportunity to
do share article 120 article 130 na e idea awo ho since time memorial there are so many laws at Supreme Court no aye den abo ego number on the second issue no
the third one
say mandates in kwana ye survey. Attorney General make argument say Chief Justice to trust secular comma parliamentar. That secular must be in conformity of the Constitution. Their Constitution can about 7 members of Parliament or Mr. Speaker. Say nipa ne ko Parliament, and I say nipa ne fi Parliament ba, and I want to mean 7. Any other thing their secular be an unconstitutional. Whether the secular is coming from the President, it's coming from the Chief Justice, it's coming from Mr. Speaker, it's coming from Yana, it's coming from anybody, respectfully, in my humble opinion, no, immaterial and it is unconstitutional because Constitution actually says a member of Parliament, co-parliamentar, untimi 7 no. And also free Parliament, befia untimi 7, but say oko 2 member of Parliament Sunday bi no dia betie o baby a. Untimi 7 mani ye. And 2 member of Parliament na on a service si fian for biti baby a. Untimi 7 mani ye. Eno no nkyere so free Parliament ba na say enya sa na mbra ne kyere. In any case, Chief Justice Kwesi issue we no say in secular no ni predecessor and a Troy Justice Enimia Boa or not so by no be issue for in 2022. Now they are not try and say Mondays and I won't mean serving Mr. Speaker direct Mondays pen a bit must serving Mr. Speaker directly. But any other days Nibiano, it should go through the legal department of Parliament. Naturally, say Monday, all the rate of sermons call parliamentar, which be the call Mr. Speaker so direct. But Tuesday, all the call the right thing to do, they say, what they call the legal department. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, legal department, which Mark Kwakoje. Honorable Afenyo marking rate no 7 Thursday. Now the question is that did he serve it on Mr. Speaker directly or he served it on the legal department of Parliament? The answer is that he served it on the legal department of Parliament. So Bekayama Mr. Speaker Kuraka Honorable Afenyo marking nim say when your information say bailiff not to document not to legal department director ni table so.
Which confirms that indeed the
service was made at the legal directorate of Parliament and not on the Speaker directly. And in the Chief Justice says argument in the Speaker's lawyer say Canada flawed because you find it's a secular no and I'm Muslim the year Juma. Their akoso was secular nim na there was secular nim na no na akoso. Na nke Monday nanka Thursday nanka moko serve ma Mr. Speaker directly. The end of the proper. Enti no so de omubogu ye. And Asema Chief Justice Kanye says speakers, lawyers, no, they are being disingenuous.
Wow.
And they are engaging in misinformation and disinformation. Not to say, Omuni Mpefe say, and yes, I'm a secular nature. Now, so mobile become a Ghana for year who say, Yen survey Parliament on Thursdays, Monday and Wednesday, to me survey Parliament. We were Omuni Mpefe say, and yes, I'm a secular nature. Which means you are engaging in and the Chief Justice was very categorical, said a disingenuous thing to do, and it's an act of misinformation and disinformation.
So it's in conformity with the NDC strategy 2024 strategy document. Na akoye omo say ye akufo-addo aban na say ye bibi oye nebi o man Ghana.
You see Bible case in the Bible so the intro Bible case say in the last days there shall be false prophets and false doctrines. False doctrines nebi to make it look like say the judiciary is in bed with the MPP. Meanwhile asam na o ka no enya no kre. enya no kre enya no na enya saa na tie but o come and who say am na ye bibi say na be judges na the ruling ba no judgment ba somebody will sit somewhere and say that judges no the bid yanka omo ye MPP bid meanwhile case now they are very porous and very light enya saa na tie. Now on the last matter on the High Court issue no say High Court na e wo ho kwan when it comes to declaring a seat vacant. Supreme Court na say issue na ba na enye a matter that has arisen from a parliamentary dispute. High Court jurisdiction buy in if the matter is based on a parliamentary dispute. Where any parliamentary dispute? Parliamentary dispute say yenya ye kai wulensi by election. MPP say NDC area, NDC say MPP area yenti ase. Why na ere obi akontokwa electoral commission say media ba quality me results area MPP area and I say NDC area but both political parties know into Kwesi will be also on TRC. The right forum to address the matter is the High Court because that is a parliamentary dispute. Year 2012 year MPP yes area electoral commission say NDC na area MPP say and TRC if one the call you go Supreme Court because Supreme Court na jurisdiction over parliamentary dispute and say na constitution it say where there is a matter of parliamentary dispute a High Court in the jurisdiction. But current matter, no, the question is it a parliamentary dispute or it's not a parliamentary dispute? Clearly, it is not a parliamentary dispute. The attorney say, Obi alleged said the actions and inactions of a certain person has amounted to the fact that Nipanu seat about be vacant. That does not amount to a parliamentary dispute. The two are very different. Supreme Court can say if it's a matter of parliamentary dispute or to determine the validity of an election, that one goes to the High Court. Of a parliamentary election, see a kwako determine say a two about Trobo constituency. As so abana ya tone kran a illegal abattoir and I say illegal abattoir. And then a parliamentary dispute. Okay, and then they also the High Court na good. But asemna abano, it is not to determine the legality of the election, or it is not to determine a parliamentary dispute. It is to determine whether or not a seat has become vacant by the actions and inactions of the members of parliament. And that one is a matter of constitutional interpretation under Article 171G and H of the Constitution. And when it comes to matters of constitutional interpretation, Sana, the right forum and the forum or the court clothed with the proper and exclusive jurisdiction is the Supreme Court of this country per Article 1.2 and Article 130 of the Constitution. It is Supreme Court in the case no so there omo ohun tumi mpa say omo di say adwuma na. Enti in a nutshell the aye kanin ya anu say no Supreme Court the decision aba say Speaker Babin the oye was unconstitutional. The oye no ene mbra no ebo ebra. The oye ne mfam brem. Speaker Babin arrogated unto himself power he didn't have. Okay, Speaker Babin acted ultra virus into only who to me. Number 2, Supreme Court and say ruling na judgment na abana. Everybody is bound by the judgment. Article 3 and Article 4, even the president and the vice. And if anybody decides to go contrary to judgment na abana, the offense is a high crime. It's a high crime and the punishment near a term of imprisonment not exceeding 10 years. There is no option for a fine. Anti-Mati a man for be frame say, hey, now speaker cast one fine year Juma, then the basis. Speaker cast 1 year Juma or your potential candidate for Nsawom. I think this man, Justice Atuguba, has also expressed the same way say failure to comply with the verdict. You know, it can cost Bagbin about 10 years in jail, like just as you said. Yeah. Until the respected Atuguba's worker. Yeah. Say Bagbe ye be manas was say near Supreme Court akan on fa nya adwuma. On fa nya adwuma. Na just say 10 years e da ho. Nyam na make am etu bufu a efu kwa. Yeah, you know once the judgment is out, you know. The truth of the matter is that or even ants and goats in this country are bound by the judgment of the Supreme Court until that judgment is set aside. Everybody, every hook and cranny, Obia Wokrum Habiano is bound by the decision of the Supreme Court because that is what the law is. Now, you make some people make the case say, Adentina day in the parliament, speaker, majority caucus, because you recall a parliament, or more chom who was uncle. General, this is what is the argument. Yeah. You see, their cause was clearly a setup. You recall a parliament. since 2021, group Ben had the majority in parliament.
MPP.
You see, most of these media people are being very hypocritical. Since 2021, you people have addressed Chairman Sabosu, Honorable, as majority leader. Resha Fubai, the Honorable Alexander Fenyo Makebaye. You people have addressed him as majority leader. Assemble and a court and reverse the status quo. See, the status quo is the same. Why are some of you referring to Honorable Alexander Fenyo Make as minority leader? What has changed? It is only some more you people are being hypocritical, and some of you have been bought by the NDC.
To do their bidding.
Because I do not understand why court akasem. Not journalists be the team baby. Say media me feel Honorable Alexander Fenyo Make minority leader. I'm afraid to force a majority leader.
And that's a leader of the MPP.
Aye, na ya fair parliament na NDC for akwa the majority side. Now mo say was a MPP for ne better na minority side. If you ask the NDC people, they will tell you that it doesn't matter where you sit. I hope so.
Yes, they have said that.
If it doesn't
matter where you sit, if it
doesn't matter where you sit, I don't NDC for no more parliament or more gallery hall. Maybe public I know more no can free.
Because and also a part of the parliament.
And now then no more go car park or extension of parliament. No more for megaphones and you can enco parliament chamber name. Where you sit in the chamber of parliament is very important. Because that is where Mr. Speaker will recognize you.
Now, Argentina said, why doesn't Mr. Speaker join them on their seats?
Exactly. And you know, it is very, very important. Say, you better recognize. Say, baby, I'll tell you, parliament. Now, somebody may ask, say, in some way, no, if I'm the free bar.
Okay, before you be sure baby a free bar. Me pese ahwefo eti judgment na Mama Gertrude Tokonu editu dwa no yen konko hwe Supreme Court verdict no on the 4 and as a judgment no on the 4 vacant seats in parliament no saga yen konko tie na yemra.
By court in a majority decision of 5-2, Lovelace Johnson JSC and Amadou Tanko JSC dissenting on the issue of jurisdiction, the plaintiff's action succeeds. The full reasons and orders of the court shall be filed with the registrar by close of day tomorrow, 13th November 2024. This is the judgment of the court.
Most grateful.
By court in a majority decision of 5-2, Lovelace Johnson JSC and Amadou Tanko JSC dissenting on the issue of jurisdiction, the plaintiff's action succeeds. The full reasons and orders of the court shall be filed with the registrar by close of day tomorrow, 13th November 2024. This is the judgment of the court.
The Chief Justice Madam Gertrude Tokonu ena ede insem no to dwa no. Senior me guess kan or say I think I heard it or say the two judges no dissent on the issue of jurisdiction, not say insem na beto ho no. Senior me guess achechi mu no. Those two judges no were like the Supreme Court did not or does not have the jurisdiction to interpret the matter na afenyo marking onumnyamfo ede ekoy, and so we heard it now. Lawyer, you better see what the practice has been. I mean, all these years in the past. If you can just take us through what has been the practice, you know, best settle the matter for people to understand.
So the practice is that, sir, issue of carpet crossing in Niano, Esha say in 1960. In year 1960, President Nkrumah Peso, the Preventive Detention Act, award the PDA, award no man, ye intimidating certain members of parliament. Say only President Nkrumah nya itimi be chill ni ajelu ye nka ye ndi asem itimi chill na ye de ko exile na manfo dwane ko exile itimi chill ni ye de wako to prison ye nka asem because of criticize the president na you are seen as an enemy of the state enti no sa PDA act ne sa law na ye de oppress and arrest opposition MPs it caused certain members of parliament including Victor Wusu, including RR Amponsa, and including member of flag bearer ne papa and JA Berrymanam to cross carpet to CPP. So many CPP because they feared the threats and the intimidation from the CPP side of the house.
Okay.
But you got people from the Northern People's Party crossing to CPP to do business with CPP. And in the Second Republic and Constitution in 1969. That was when Omomutra Constitution said no. I was saying a best stop a carpet crossing in Sensemi. The executive will not have so much power on the legislature such that they can use it to oppress the legislature to ensure Yatu Obama on the ticket of Northern People's Party, but over parliamentar. It's a intino. Oba was a mini CPP. Etino 1969 Constitution the Legislative Council. No, etina se no mka say no. Ye be share mbra bi. I mbra ye be to this a carpet crossing. I ye de be share Ghana mbra mu say Yatu Obama as a member of parliament. It is for a period of 4 years. So 4 years, you have a social contract with your people. Say MPP na do about parliament. I want to be about parliament. En ka say NDC for na wa be bo mu hunahuna minti me NDC for kwa ye adwuma. Oh yes, I want for 52 seats no.
Okay.
The anti-carpet crossing is when technically and legally Osha Black's Law Dictionary mu now share the historical antecedents and all the historical legal documents now. Carpet crossing is strictly when a person moves from one side of parliamentary carpet to the other side. In other words, who moving from NPP to NDC.
Or NDC
within the
to
same
NPP.
term of parliament, or NDC to NPP, within the same term of parliament. That is what is categorized as carpet crossing. But also what did American say? And the law basically was to ensure that members of parliament remain loyal to the parties that brought them to parliament. It would mean by parliament on the ticket of NPP. It's on the ticket of NDC. It's NDC will position in Oba parliament. Maybe a Senate is a hang parliamentary. MPP 4% or munya majority. No matter catch the NDC MPP say uni cross the carpet na bra MPP by your minister. Na NDC MP na cross yaba into a buy and automatically na MPP nya majority our parliament. And hang parliament is in Kasadi anyway.
Yes.
But it's on the law of carpet crossing and the provisions of Article 97 1G and H in the very moment MPP and I didn't say oh free NDC about MPP. It's say you're promising BB and I say hunahuna na peno. A bit amount says our MP no or forfeiting the seat a free parliament. Okay. That is the essence and the objective reasoning behind Article 97 1G.
Prevent people from doing that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because the executive were a lot of power. Like I've given an example, classical example. It says an say parliamentarian. 2021, MPP Betty made this. I say we just need 2 of NDC MPs to get a convincing majority. You enter getting 2 NDC MPs. There more minister for finance, the minister for
deputy crap.
Another deputy crap. And once we cross the carpet, na bra MPP. 9 years better na.
Enye mbrano so
anko. A lot of them will do it. And you know, esa sam branding na sa the anti-man Kwesi. But the intention of the law was not say nipa express say in the next parliament remember sisi a say NDC MP bi ka say Mahama policies no dey ban Mahama vision ni na ni so enti no me dey me pese me ba parliament bi o ma me ne Dr. Baumia no visionary me pese me ne be ye adwuma say some member of parliament ne kasa you cannot say we are forfeiting the seat because we are crossing carpet because the question is that during the term of parliament has he stopped doing business with MPP or he's still doing business with MPP? Or has he stopped doing business with NDC or he's still doing business with NDC? If the answer is that he's still doing business with NDC, there you cannot say that is carpet crossing because he said the future. But if the answer is that why Jaisa on the NDC a business is here, as they say in the parliament, Mr. Speaker left NDC in the TO. They say in the only panel bar until Mr. Speaker left be over, but now Mr. Speaker right. And then the other side, naturally say carpet crossing.
Okay, let me ask you this. Say senior parliament set up no etino. Every member of parliament or beko biumbia ako file with the EC. So legally no, it is on record to say this particular MP in the next parliamentary life no or or call for this particular party. Omo contesting on the ticket of MPP. Let me use Mama Cynthia Morrison for instance. Because ye the legal aspect nukra if you apply common sense here. Mama no ejina on the ticket of MPP and MPP for the neighbor parliament. By virtue of the fact say what file as an independent candidate no. Are you listening?
Yeah, me too.
By virtue of the fact say Cynthia Morrison are filing as an independent candidate no. One car say one MPP eto kwanta yapai as far as the lifespan of this parliament is concerned.
Yeah.
Or say in the next life of parliament no meba Quentin Crow.
Yeah.
But as far as this parliament no inquiry any day I'm still with the MPP.
Yeah.
So how then do you say you are declaring that person's seat vacant? Do you understand the angle I'm coming?
I understand you. And even I understand the bambremu krana. There are two ways the parliament ma forfeiting the seat and I say declare the intention say on a party in you may be by express intent or by implied intent.
Okay.
Express intent say what troll letter. Cynthia Morrison a troll letter come MPP say me free MPP. Because the next parliament, I have left MPP. I have left MPP and I will leave MPP. They are not the same.
Yes.
What I say, and you know, because you see, one interesting thing we have to do to say, so be declaring intention to contest, and that is what the framers of the law no, or no more will say. We declaring intention say, so be Cynthia Morrison we declare to be contested 7 December. Only say party betimi na kasa, and pen for betimi na kasa on 5th December. Obetime jai say all independent.
Yeah, it's possible.
And the question is that Sanipana on 5th December obetime jai no what would one tender that?
Yes.
And in the opinion of the law no once Nipan and cross it within the term of parliament the person remains a member of parliament, and that has been the practice since. But people make the case of Fomena, and I'll come to Fomena. In 2008 Urajo Wise decided to go independent or decided to go independent. Joe Agyapong then no, that time wasn't Joe Agyapong. Joe Wise went for independent in 2010, 2011. Or decided to be Joe Agyapong then as speaker. When declared the seat vacant, Obanekoi MP for Yellow Krobo. Or decided to be independent. Yen declared the seat vacant. Yamanekoi. But in the case of Fomenano, what happened was that the party wrote a letter to Mr. Speaker. Say some member of parliament the yine free party nim and only say Mr. Speaker and say tight say or the letter ni be ye adwuma in this case nanka General Secretary Justice Frimpong Kodua etro letter come Mr. Speaker say Cynthia Morrison Suhum MP any Fomena MP ye me free MPP mu nti eno mo nya adwuma biem dia then we can say that they have forfeited their seat because party na do buy no party no who say why disloyal. You see initially I said say if you exhibit acts of disloyalty say only another party ko ye adwuma who forfeit your seat, and as I say party natural letter aba say you have been disloyal per your conduct into you free party him. You see a force within that same category say the party cannot trust you again and you know what forfeit your seat, but express it with intent in the future. See, let's be very honest to ourselves. We live in a democratic dispensation today. Somebody can be a member. We have seen MPP people, die-hard MPP people, become NDC people. Yes. And we have seen die-hard NDC people become MPP people. Somebody can go to parliament on the ticket of NPP or on NDC. Or bet me rural parliament. NDC for tiny near to the stage say, or bet me and say me person be a member of parliament. Biom esum in Crawford. And so me babioma many NDC caucus na me ye adwuma biom. And also and so let us embrace, you know, the intention of the law, and sometimes let us just put the politics aside. Like you said, let us mix the common sense with what the law says. And because we're a bit more to NDC for, I'm telling you, say a bit more to NDC for say a chinabi NDC for mubenya manusi sumina sumbet menya numbers kakra or parliament. munya mo members want to be mentem ho ase betimesi o mbeka say in the next parliament no o mo person mo ko independent na ehɔ no ye didi mu a na mo behu say eya mo ye di ade ye illegal ye didi wa eya papa until let us respect what the law says and let us respect the Supreme Court, let us respect the arms of government and let us ensure say the Supreme Court na kano and in the debate adwuma because you see so many cases are established say when it comes to matters of interpretation Mr. Supreme Court na na wo ho kwan enti Mr. Speaker eni ho kwan bia na Mr. Speaker here press conference also no there he believes in the supremacy of the law but he doesn't believe in the supremacy of the constitution. In fact, that comment was
really
yes, it was an unfortunate comment to make. Now we're here in a press conference.
He doesn't believe in the supremacy of the constitution.
You know, he believes in the supremacy of the constitution, but doesn't believe in the supremacy of the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Nobody has said that the Supreme Court is supreme or is bigger than the constitution. What we are all saying is that the Supreme Court is the apex court and the highest court of this country. And you can even construe apex to mean supreme. And you know, if you say you do not respect that the Supreme Court is the supreme court of this country, but you respect the supremacy of the constitution, Ghana, how we don't practice supremacy of the Supreme Court, we practice supremacy of the constitution. Just like we don't practice supremacy of parliament. We practice supremacy of the constitution, we practice rule of law, we practice constitutionalism. And in general, the question in the ultimate say clearly, no, in my respected and humble opinion, maybe Mr. Speaker is just trying to do the bidding of the NDC and just trying to satisfy the egos and the pleasures of the NDC big ranks. But on one you say a co-election, I was so you obey send a NDC for the budget, but not necessarily say that is what
as it is said to be contained in the almost strategic
in
document
report,
say you are promising say nyame adom na say John Mahama ba ye be say the speaker and yes all di na adwuma say sa na tie dia na
share NDC for leaked report na in bebre wo mu na no eno ano mo
menya a message bi ma me kan o say greetings the flag bearer my senior counsel lawyer Botchwa has said it all. Kudos to him. I say as he rightly said, the matter on the table has to do with constitutional interpretation. And when it comes to interpretation of the law, Supreme Court is the right forum. Then again, we must not forget that Article 131 and 2 of the 1992 Constitution says that Supreme Court has exclusive jurisdiction in all matters, including matters or issues emanating from Parliament. Oh, okay. So, Botchwa, he has quoted Article 131 and 2. And also he quote, Supreme Court has exclusive jurisdiction in all matters, including issues emanating from Parliament. Yeah. Assuming Honorable Afenyo had gone to the High Court first, and whether whatever decision, whatever decision that comes from the High Court, any of the parties could have applied what we call certiorari,
right? Quash the decision. Yeah, it's a Latin expression. Meaning say you be quash the decision of the superior, the lower administrative body because don't need to mean.
Only sad to me, no.
Yes,
that is at the Supreme Court. So in law, it means where a high. Okay, so he has explained it. Also, why would Honorable Afenyo go to High Court whilst interpretation of the Constitution lies at the Supreme Court? Yeah. Why would the Afenyo go to the High Court whilst interpretation of the Constitution lies in the bosom of the Supreme Court? At the same time, Supreme Court has exclusive original jurisdiction in all matters, including those coming from Parliament. Atuguba and his lies are actually not speaking law. They are speaking their party's field language. If they claim Supreme Court was wrong, let them appeal at the High Court and let's see if it will work for them. Very laughable. Barrister Danine de way by. So he's also making a point to friends saying, add to your point, say Supreme Court has all the exclusive jurisdiction to interpret matters emanating from Parliament. Emreno aye bia ne sana before obebe mu mame enkanfo eye Awos Unisex boutique enfamao senior de bia ye kan no Awos Unisex boutique ye ba bedi bro nyema a efi abuchiri ena aba eye original leather bags any shoes belt nyina a ye koma emema ne ma nyina oduru ho ayade a onsa ebeka bi wo Awos Unisex boutique clearance sales no so ayade a ekoso 50% ewo discount ewo every mpabo bia ode onsa beka ewo Awos Unisex boutique ni titiri se wutie ewo ye the seats so a ukwa mbema 50% discount on mpabo bia ode onsa beka ewo onsa beka omo jowlo opposite the First Atlantic Bank Tesano behind the police depot and then airport terminal 3 departure C opposite Sandra Lounge and after so East Legon Shashi boundary road honum na onsa beka omo 0244649379 Awos boutique comfort and style me sign e kanfo Franco Trading Enterprise at the mount Franco Trading Enterprise also phone papa fee ye be di Christmas yi obe pese obe sesan o phone iPhone Nokia Samsung any phones papa aba nyina ya dia on sabe kan bi o Franco Trading Enterprise and na face smart TVs ni refrigerators ni CCTV cameras any washing machines are wo ewiase afana nyina bi ewo Franco Trading Enterprise ya dia on sa ebe kan mo 0246422338 0246422338 and 0555939311 Franco Trading Enterprise still phone papa fie lawyer Botchwa emre no ayebe e dia mayen na so would you say Afenyo Maken honorable Afenyo Maken did the right thing by going to the law not thinking say or by going to the court not thinking say senior NDC for kano onim say or court why MPP for ni go into ombe rule aman.
You see,
has any of the laws suggested say na because of MPP ninti na say the law we di any de bua
and the science no mo kan de road rather semenya sema sebe fa so bia wo so mame fa kunye so na membo honorable Alexander Afenyo Market
yes.
In fact, what he has done, he has fought for our democracy. He has fought for the principle of rule of law. He has fought for the concept of constitutionalism. And he has taught every person in this country that anytime or anywhere, or be a person, or de akakabensem, or de ihunihuna, or de immersion in semno. Men so. The right and the proper forum to address any legal grievances or any dissatisfaction is the court. He has exhibited leadership. He has shown leadership. What should I say? Leadership is not about muscles, it's about brain. Leadership is not a fight. Leadership is an exchange and a contest of ideas and not a contest of who is the strongest in terms of muscles and fighting or in terms of shouting. No. Into our exhibiting leadership. If you go to Nigeria, every now and then they are litigating aspects of their constitution. And in our Nigeria constitution, I am one of the most formidable constitutions in West Africa. And so Ghana, if we want to be the beacon of democracy in Africa and to the world, then we have to embrace litigating aspects of our constitution for the law lords or for the Supreme Court to bring explanations and to also address issues of any ambiguity and I say misconceptions surrounding your constitution. I think say Honorable Afenyo Markin has done extremely well. We are waiting for the reasoned ruling of the Supreme Court. We believe that the Supreme Court would do justice to the various issues. And General, you agree with me, sir? The fact that the Honorable Alexander Afenyo Markin has won the case in court doesn't mean, say, the Supreme Court agrees with his argument. It may be possible that they didn't agree with the specific argument he made, but that is what the law says. But they don't necessarily need to agree with the decision now, the argument no making. So we are waiting for the reasoning. You understand?
Okay, so what you mean is that even though Afenyo Markin making an argument, a judgment na call in his favor, it doesn't necessarily mean that his argument made, convinced them the judges.
No, but you see, because it's a constitutional matter, it is not about who wins and who loses. Constitutional matter, nobody wins and nobody loses. In a constitutional matter, the Supreme Court uses the opportunity to elaborate and explain what the provision of the Constitution is. That is why I have said times without number said, Speaker should understand that this action was not against his personality of Speaker Babin, but it is against the office of the Speaker and the office of the authority. It is not about the personality. Because if you think about the personality, then that is where the egos will come in and tempers will rise and people will feel that they are emperors and they are number 3 and those things. It is not about him. It is about the office and successive, issues that may arise.
And I want to agree with you, sir. It is his office, not he as a person. No. That is why Omaino, Menemuka say, Ghana, Abain, I say $4.2 million.
Yeah.
I was Speaker Bagbin. Ne medical way or co butcher or ne crofo corner, the idea that aeroplane moon near the Adinano. Ghana, Abain, I say $4.2 million. I was Speaker. And ya or no Speaker, no say or ye Bagbin, no. But office now or they or occupy no or maybe say me occupy that position as a speaker now. And Rama who can say I will also enjoy side. I just want you to understand.
Yeah. Say
as a speaker of parliament, not Aban Sumana Bagby Kingsford. No. But as a speaker of parliament, Emrano and Ama Hokwain. He should understand. Say it is the office and they call court, not or no Bagby. I think say Ayana Mekana Semo and Emidin Kakra because he's a respectable lawyer. But
he's one of the respected people in this country.
Me say or more politics no take greater part of
he has survived almost all your parliament. If you will be a connection one master the rules of parliament and the procedures of parliament. I mean, he say a bit may speak about me
at all.
But it looks like once a politician, always a politician. The woman, the politics in him, no, I come to play kakra.
And it is now my yes, the document na who say or yes, na NDC bar. But it's unfortunate.
Sometimes when some of these things happen now, it gives room for speculation. Say you are doing the bidding of the NDC. Yes. I do not think Speaker Babi wants to do the bidding of the NDC, but clearly from the oil, no. I say, the bidding of the NDC.
Yes, because they have stated it clearly in the document.
Sometimes I find it very difficult to say that Speaker Babi is doing the bidding of the NDC.
It's difficult to say, but you have no option than to believe.
As the NDC, to give the NDC a competitive advantage in the elections.
Same way say John Mahama promising of speakership, so I didn't believe it until the document came and I carefully read it.
Yeah.
And now to say, according to script, no, every page be it is happening.
Yeah.
It is happening. And I just want to put on record say, we find it difficult to believe say the speaker as we know, Bagby would do a thing like that. But I say, who are getting some authority onto yourself. And money party and say, ya can't book no and
the flag bearer, I do not even have a problem if the state is spending so much on the health of the speaker.
But Ghanaians ought to know.
Yes, I agree.
The office now or occupying yes spending that much.
Exactly. And so if we are expending on you because of the office you hold, then Mr. Speaker,
not because you are an NDC person.
We beg you, if issues of national interest come, consider your office first before you consider any other thing. Consider the national interest first. Consider your number 3 first before you consider your position in the NDC. In the yes, Speaker. Now the flag bearer, me de manusi no.
1 minute.
Na se man ka nyama Dr. Baomia aya.
Na
se man background ye. It ma me 2 minutes bi na me fanka Dr. Baomia.
2 minutes e unya mema 1 minute na ye de.
Abato na ye ba to 7 December no. It is between 2 people. It is between obi a wedi assemblyman da Ghana for na dem ano. Sa nipa na de opebia woni wiase bia Ghana for de amano. Odi assemblyman Ghana for dem ano. O so person odi MP Ghana for dem ano. O so person odi deputy minister Ghana for the man also person di minister Ghana for the man also person di vice president Ghana for the man also person di president Ghana for esan the man enti ade bi ope wo Ghana he bia Ghana for ehu ni mobo Ghana for ndi ni hwambo Ghana for apenasem e di ama no na sanyoma na e di ama ni nia ye bisa ye ho se one monumental policy ben and NDC flag bearer, with the assemblyman da, with the MP da, with the minister da, with the deputy minister da, with the vice president da, with the president da. One monumental policy ben associated to him. Policy be anywhere associated to former president, not some person of Babium, not even a single policy. Dr. Baumia has never been an assemblyman before. Dr. Baumia has never been a deputy minister before. Dr. Baumia has never been a minister before. Dr. Baumia has never been president before. Dr. Baumia has only been vice president before. Ofrito Mahama has also been vice president before. Now, who John Mahama? Why yes, our positions we mean the only monumental policy beyond Dr. Baumia as vice president in 8 years has 33 monumental policies to his credit. 33.
We'll find time
to agenda
go into the 33.
Mami, 2 minutes per na me.
No, time no there.
No, Mr. Flagbearer.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. 10 seconds. Agenda 111. Yeah, can one say me? Dr. Baumia policy. Unim say agenda 111. Yeah, we need 2024 now. It is going to provide 150,000 jobs, 75,000 for the medical staff, the nurses and the doctors and the midwives and the dentists and what have you, 75,000 for the non-medical staff, the security, the carpenters, the drivers, the painters, and you know the gardeners and all those things in Agenda 111 sector. I hear Dr. Baumia policy or the other. Drone medical delivery services, Dr. Baumia, mobile money interoperability. I have always said, sir, and your magic continent and Western Union and your Jumebiuma, Obiti Amanonia, Otimi Sendi, Wave, MOB, Eman Saka, Obiti Ghana, Otimi Sendi, Skamana Dofo, Ewa Baby Mubia, and Dr. Baumia and the mobile money interoperability, Aba, and the Ghana new mobile money is linked to the bank account. Dr. Baumia and Diaba. Dr. Baumia and the Diaba says, they say Ghana Post Medical Delivery Services, Juma. Dr. Baumia and the Diaba says, ambulances, one constituency, bia, ambulances. Dr. Baumia and the Diaba, and making sure, say, Uncle God Ashantia, Guno, Engu. Dr. Baumia, I'm making sure, say, you see, flag bearer, there's one interesting asema ekoso about the free senior high school policy. NDCC and MPP by a moon see school die and a moon see she. Bijiri say placement, of course, will be our shame be behind him, say, yen yanom ketuano or more secondary school placement, ekoso, Mr. Bisa. One na or shamia, nebusu and nimbi, na down for be, ninuya be, ne wafa si be a friend, say, or per se, ye placement, mano, echo e-block. One na, or be a friend is up a placement, echo e-block. Or be a frewa, or patimota. Open fansipim, open presec, open konongo dumase, open a big girls name. Eti president akufo-addo by no who say Gen Z's for now banning young people now banno. They don't want e-blocks. They want the existing schools. So what do? We have to expand infrastructure in the existing senior high school. And now we know because you come fancy payment. You see 24 unit classroom block and the dormitories are more. Oko Prempeh College.
So that first, no nanke befa 500 and
they say never 2,000.
Okay.
All
right.
So that is the reasoning behind a policy of President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Baumia Echo. Not e-block. I am not sure say Obia per se get in the back. NBC women organizer be friend me say ne banya e-block e wo chichire rere. Opa me Mr. Flagbearer me dey manusi no. Opa me cho.
Wano dey esi makato dada. Eye na emre be ma.
Botchwa ma me ntia nkofo me bi ansa na yakọ. Me senior ba ko hwe me Mr. Mate. Mr. Mate ye me senior lawyer ba ko hwe me. Nti Mr. Mate bibi a hwe me fi bia me de ntia kese ma me tia ni ano ma ke nsem na na.
Ka che ne se me fa no me personal lawyer. Nti me ma okwan se chia.
Number 2 madam fu ba ko bi pa.
Da bi ono de me ma won chia. Aha na mre be ma ye de dwumadie nu asi. Me guess lawyer Kwesi Botchwa Junior ye da wase papa se oba na obecheche nsem no ma. Me gidi se wate court nsem no ase ye ene enumre musomfo the flag bearer ena metina edwom penifo eboa me lawyer Charles Kweku Amudate eja ando Justice Afol Kwesi Ninsin George Sarkodie Focus ima ena Kobi Scratch ena chinchim mfidie no edema nyame ya adomo a edwoda ebeyi ye besan ehia makram